Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Kinaat Sisodia, behind the scenes of India's entertainment law. We are at AWFI's co-working space. It's an in-person special episode. Kinaat is a legal mind who has been shaping the entertainment and media landscape for over 15 years. Currently serving as Director Legal at Zee Entertainment Enterprises Limited. Kinaat specializes in intellectual property, deal structuring, licensing, acquisitions, and production related advisory. His journey from advising at Shemaroo and Radio Mirchi to handling marquee transactions at Star India, Naik and Company, K Law, and now Zee speaks of his deep expertise in balancing creativity with compliance. With a career built on protecting content and empowering creators, Kinaat brings to the table a fascinating blend of law, business, and storytelling. And we also come to know Kinaat as a person. So, welcome, Kinaat, to today's special episode.
Thank you so much, Amir.
Okay, so let me explain you. There'll be 3 rounds, Kinaat.
Sure.
First round, professional. Second round, personal. And a surprise rapid fire round. You're like
Sure.
Coffee with Karan.
All right.
And yours inspiration, Legal AI 101, which has been autographed, but you have to first enjoy, win, and
Look
we'll
forward.
get. So, friend of mine, Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation and legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. So, my first question, Kinaat.
Yeah.
Having spent over 15 years in entertainment law, what has kept you most engaged with this sector, and how was the journey been till date, and what were the key defining moments you had?
Uh, this is a question which I have answered in some form of fashion every time I've tried going for a job interview, and everybody has asked me the same question: why you're trying to transition from, say, a radio to a TV to a film production house to a law firm, and the answer has always remained consistent because that's the truth. That's how I've always looked at it. I've always started out. Uh, to do something with the media industry, the IP side of it. I've always been fascinated with it since the time that I started studying law. But the media side is something that has always transitioned from the tiniest of technological changes that you look at. From the radio side of it that I started off with, the transition from radio to a television to a film production, the way the nuances of film production have changed, that has always kept me engaged. It's not something that is just a cut and dry contract alone. There are so many other detailings that go behind the scene which are not known to largest chunk of people. As I was discussing with you earlier also, the involvement for a in-house business commercial lawyer is far more than just contracts, and that's how the journey has always been. I've always somehow landed myself in a position, in a situation where things have changed from what they earlier were. Yes, somebody who has worked with radio, for example, 20 years ago would have a completely different perspective to it. When I started out, I had a different perspective to it. Things have moved and things have shaped up far different than from where they started. And media is always evolving that way. So that's how I always look at it. Something is there today. I don't know for how long it will be with AI and technological changes that are coming our way.
Yeah, let's build a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kinaat, as we were having a conversation before we started now coming to the actual shoot,
Yeah.
can you walk us through by the journey of content creation to the publishing part in brief?
This would require an entire episode.
I know.
As
We
you
are
say.
building up that.
Yeah.
This is a teaser for the viewers out there to look forward to this conversation.
Yeah. So it's
Just tell in brief.
Yeah,
And say that we look forward to the conversation
absolutely.
in the
So
next episode.
I'll try.
Like we had ek taka series.
I'll try keeping it as simple as I can. There are multiple levels you look at in terms of the first idea as to a concept that you want to work with. How plausible is it? How different it is, how different your projection of it is going to be is important. I'm not saying that you can't have two similar kind of concepts, but how those two are different is something that we need to make our business teams aware. That's how that's as minimal as I can go. And it's not even the concept of the show at large. Even a title of a show or a film or anything that you're trying to work on, it should not be in a manner that is trying to be copying or taking inference from something which you don't own, or you are trying to talk about somebody else who might get offended. Well, current are the times when everybody gets offended on everything that you do. You sneeze and some 10,000 people get offended onto it. But those are the nitty-gritties where we start off with, and then as and when you keep developing that in terms of a script, in terms of a screenplay, in terms of an actual shoot, it's a completely different animal that you're dealing with. So the journey is far more, and I'm keeping it succinct so that we can have a detailed conversation subsequently.
Yeah, sure. So look forward. We will plan out.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question. How do you strike the balance between protecting IP rights and enabling creative collaborations?
That is a while the crux of that remains the same. As I was trying to tell you, my journey in media has been on both sides of the table. So I've not just been an in-house lawyer looking for a larger organization having a different or a larger position in terms of a project, whether it is a film or a show or any other project, so to speak, or a music video, so to keep it simpliciter. I have also worked with individual collaborators, your contributors like your music composers, your singers and others. So everybody comes with their different perspective to the table. For a individual contributor, they would want to get their creativity portrayed right. They would want their monetary payouts done right. They would want their credits done right. But at the same point in time, an organization's view would not be drastically opposite, might be slightly different. Now, the reason I'm trying to spell it out is very simple. I have been there myself, and I have tuned down onto it that the more legalese and legal jargon I throw at an individual contributor saying that, you know what, you don't do this and indemnity will come in, some 10,000 lawyers will come after you, the people get scared.
Yes.
While what the intention of the party is 99% of the time is to collaborate and get the best product out there. So if we are able to convey and explain what you're looking at, that's the best way to get it done. And obviously at the same point in time, you have to listen as to what they are struggling with. Many times, or rather most of the times, either the people, these individual creators, for example, don't have lawyers, or the lawyers are somebody known to them who's not from the field. So it becomes a challenge, because not only the artist not understanding himself, the lawyer is also stuck with the mindset that, oh, I'm a real estate lawyer. This is not how it happens. So you have to break it down and make it so simple as to what you're trying to say, keeping the best interests of both parties at hand.
Wow. Okay. So, Kinaat,
Yeah.
the entertainment industry is famous for tight deadlines.
Yes.
How do you keep legal processes both efficient and watertight?
To correct the question, the tight deadlines is a thing that exists across legal industries, and I'm sure you have had multiple people from the law firm spaces, be it media or
Right.
otherwise, who have always said that they're just burning the midnight oil.
Yes.
And there is a perception that I keep dealing with my peers from my college and other times, to tell them that just because I'm in-house doesn't mean that I work 5 days and 12 hours. It never ends. It never ends. The mails are constantly coming in. People's questions are coming in, because as I'm telling you, the production is happening in some corner. People
Yes.
are not physically here, and they face a difficulty that some kind of issue has happened, some difficulty there. They'll just pick up the phone, they'll just drop in a text. It would be some odd hour. You are always there, but the kind of involvement that you have with the project, the kind of foresight that you have for the project, keeps you more guarded. I'm not, at this point in time, I'm not saying that there is no work-life balance. There is. If you anticipate, and with the number of years that not just me but people in the organization, in the sector have put in, everybody has sort of anticipated larger set of issues that may come their way. So balance is struck basis that. There are exceptions. When it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So, Kinaat, you have been in different media companies and you have seen media entertainment industry evolve over the years.
Yes.
How has digitization changed the legal landscape from your viewpoint?
Uh, I, I was in fact trying to think about this a while ago. I remember working with the radio group, Radio Mirchi, somewhere in 10, 12 years ago, I guess, 2010, 11, and I was there till 2013, I guess. That was the time when all your online streaming, audio streaming apps were coming into existence. Your Spotify was coming here to India, your Savan, your Ghana, everybody was just mushrooming. And that time, at that same point in time, and this is obviously, I'm talking about a time when even your Android Auto, as we use in all our vehicles and take it for granted, was not in existence. Because I was working with radio and I was working with Ghana at that point in time, I vividly remember at that point in time, Google's team had reached out to us to be a part of their initial prototypes to have the app embedded as a part of Android Auto. I know it's a little technical, but what I'm trying to tell you is at that point in time, 13 years ago, nobody, and I was the first person to say, who's going to use a audio streaming app, because internet was obviously not as great. Who's going to stream audio off an internet app based out of a car server? Who's going to change that? And that's how I looked at it back then. Today, I'm a person who has an Android Auto on his bike. Beat that. That's the change in technology. That's the improved version that things have come to. The radio as it existed in the 50s and the 60s with the kind of distorted sounds has become far better. The televisions that we had back in the day, where I remember climbing up to the rooftop to manage that antenna so that we could have a slightly better picture, is far more cleaner. My children have absolutely no sense of those things, but then technology has gone way beyond. And now, 10 years ahead, it is becoming way faster. It's changing way rapidly. So it gives me more things to envision, more things to prep for, and always trying to play a cat and mouse role.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, that was the digitizing part.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's come to the most interesting question about AI. Which is, AI is happening
Yes.
everywhere. This is my
Everybody-
punchline statement. AI is impacting
Absolutely.
everywhere.
Every other
So
conversation
let me
is
complete the
about-
question.
Yes, please go for it.
How is AI and technology impacting digital content and IP protection?
Um, so I think the way I would respond to this is, I think the people are now talking more about AI. What we are not uh, admitting to the fact is it's always, I mean, for a slightly longer duration, maybe the last 4, 5, 6 years ish, it has been there. It's just that it was not so much in the face that it is now. Uh, People are using it, misusing it far more today, because the public access to AI tools has become more. What I would worry in terms of that misuse is, if I have to give you an example, the kind of piracy that we were dealing for, say, music or films back in the day, and which continues even today. Earlier, piracy used to be somebody has stolen a copy of the physical prints of the film while they were in transit, and you had to be on guard. Where did it get stolen from? Then it transitioned from there, that, oh, you have given it to a digital studio so that it could get streamed, and it was stolen from there. How? Bluetooth, right? Things have happened from there. Now it came to a point where the moment the film is in theaters, people have already ripped it off from there and put it on multiple Telegram and websites and all of that. You take one down and there are 10 other Hydra heads coming up. AI in the same situation is adding more to the mix. While your piracy is happening, people could create things which were not existing. People are creating fake videos. People are creating renditions of songs of people long dead. There are Muhammad Rafi versions of current songs that are being made, and I mean, how do you trace people down? Because internet always had that difficulty. You cannot identify who was the source. Now with AI, it's becoming far more challenging. So we're trying to catch up. It's not like that it's all doom and gloom. With any new technology, there is good and there is a not so good situation. I'm sure we will find a semblance at some point in time.
Yes, I know. It's another topic to have conversation with the
Absolutely.
creators, with you and others,
Yes.
by how to tackle the AI, the deepfakes, and so many things.
People are doing it internationally. There are laws being made. There are a lot of conversations being taken with stakeholders. In India side of it, a lot of celebrities, for that matter, have gotten their protection orders from different courts, Delhi and Bombay, to say that you cannot use my images, my videos, my persona, or my likelihood without getting an appropriate licenses from. Most of the big stars at the moment have taken it. People have taken audio protections also. It started out with Arijit Singh. So things are happening, but it's not a solve. It's reactive. Then having a system in place which protects in the first place. So it will keep happening till the time we find some bit of a control to it.
So then my next question will be,
Yes.
when the artist and the content creators are taking legal steps, but with AI and everything, are the legal system, the judiciary, geared up to enforce the protection?
Uh, this part, I don't think we really need additional set of laws to deal with the situations that we are tackling at the moment. I think our laws are good enough, and if there is a requirement to clarify or amp up a bit of things here and there at some point in time, I think that can be done. I was there in one of the conversation panels, and one gentleman made a very good remark. I can't remember in what context, but one thing that they said was, we have law by kilos. And that's exactly what I agree with. I can't agree more. We have enough and more legislations, regulations, guidelines, and whatnot. In terms of the things that you're looking at, it's just a matter of breaking it down as to what is happening. Are you infringing somebody's rights? Are you defaming somebody? Are you creating a cyber attack of sorts? So will that go towards a criminal route? All of those things, the law is there. It's just, how do you cherry pick that and apply it to the scenario? The law is there. You will have to maybe brief the judicial system a little more, but then the judiciary has become far more nuanced than it was 2 decades ago. The turnarounds are better. So I don't think we need new laws. Maybe case to case basis, we'll have to go to the courts to get our grievances resolved.
Oh, beautiful explained. So, Kinaat, in your experience, what are the top three risks media companies underestimate in today's environment?
Uh, I think underestimate. I'm not sure. The first one, let me just put it this way: the 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 kind of thoughts, the kind of views the generations are having, the kind of likenesses the generations are having, somehow the media productions, and I'm saying not like as a production, anything in terms of your film, music, television show, reels, etc., we're just always trying to catch up to it. Suddenly the trends change. Like we keep having this conversation, and that's something that we're never geared off. Like till the 90s, till the early 2000s, it was all like, okay, one of the big celebrities is there, the film will work. Then it transitioned that no, a little good content will work. Then it transitioned that people have watched a lot of great international content, and COVID has happened, so people have scoured through your OTT platforms. Great. So now what? Now you need to have content, doesn't matter who's the cast. So in terms of what is really going to stick with people is not something that we are able to do it, because the options that the consumers have today is far and wide. They are not dependent on only the theaters or only your television channels anymore. So that's one part of a underestimation maybe, but it's something that we're still trying to find a feet on. Second is, nobody saw that AI is going to become this big a thing. Uh, and how do you tackle it? How do you work around it? Is something that globally people are still trying to experiment. Uh, that's two. Three, somehow we always think that yes, I think now having these many kind of legal judgments in place, these many police orders in place, I have a handle on piracy. I don't think we are close. Hackers, pirates are always finding newer ways of doing things. I was recently reading uh, the transition that happened earlier. You had a lot of uh, pirate websites for songs, for content. A lot of your file sharing websites used to be there, and that sort of came down a little because everything was made available by OTT players directly. Now it is again on the rise. The reason people have realized that the OTT players, the costing is not making sense. For finding one content, you have to go to one place, the other content, you have to go to another place. In the end, you are paying far more than what you are paying at TV. So people are now internationally also just trying to chuck the OTTs and going back to piracy. So somehow it is a contribution of the media industry themselves. So that's underestimating how do you make it work.
Wow.
That's the 3 points that I can think of.
You've given a new perspective. That is another conversation. Too many conversations. I'm grateful ke bhai,
Yes.
you're part of the Coffee conversation, Coffee Tribe community. So a lot of more conversations to look
Happy
forward.
to. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go memory down the lane.
Sure.
What has been the challenging case or matter you have dealt, and how did you navigate them?
So I was, or I am rather, still a part of. Uh, I look at it this way. I'm part of a generation of people who started out the career and were uh, in a great position to look and see the change in law happening vis-a-vis the Copyright Act, which is the core and crux of the industry that I look after. So from 2009 onwards, the kind of conversations that Mr. Akhtar was putting up, the kind of dialogues that were happening between the stakeholders and the government for the amendments to come into place, I was part of that narrative in form of the organization that I worked with at that point in time. We in fact were very closely associated to put our own industry level stakeholder representations to see the law form, and we were able to get a good chunk of those things at that point in time, in terms of protection for 31D, your statutory licensing provisions for radio, being able to use that in terms of our benefits, because at that point in time there was a lot of bullying pressure that was there. So those were things that were there, and that still is something that is close to my heart. I'm always driven towards conversations on the Amendment Act. Although it's old now, but it's there. It's a rare situation to find that kind of a experience.
Wow. So, Kinaat, how has your leadership style evolved over the years?
Um, I I have been a part of, from a academic background. If I have to bring in, I've always uh, been the person who has done hard work to learn. It's not something that came, okay, I've just brushed through something, it will remain. No, I have to put in the sweat and the efforts to it. And that continued in the way I functioned. Initially, it was great because I have a certain way of functioning. Good or bad is subjective. My bosses can respond to it. But I've always put in extra effort. I've always put in hard work to things, and it is great till the time I was the one who was executing it myself. The moment I came in a position where I had to lead a certain bunch of people, that itch to do it my way was always overpowering. That was something that made me struggle, because I had a certain way of functioning, and the juniors had a different way of functioning. I realized over a period of time that there's no right or wrong. They are they are a next breed, they are a next generation, they have a different way of doing things, and they are probably able to do far better than what I could do. So instead of uh, micromanaging things, I just let them find their answers, and I work with this. Now I have reached is this point, instead of poking my nose into what you're doing, I'm just keeping an over bird's eye view of what you are doing, If you come to me with a question, that's all that I tell literally everybody that works with me. You're coming to me with a question, I don't care if your answer is right or wrong. That's not it. What is your version to it? You tell me that, and then I will happily guide you. I don't want to thrust my version or my answer to you. I'm not God. I don't know everything. That's where I've transitioned, and by the grace of God, the teams like this way of functioning. I don't push them other than this. Yes, I will time and again. I tell them on their face that at some point in time I'll throw you to the deep end to see how you're able to cope up with it, find your own solutions, find your own ways, and find your guiding path. That's something that I've always done. That's where I've reached now. I'm sure I can do better than that.
Beautiful. So, Kinaat, who has influenced you from the legal world, especially from the media and entertainment world, in the legal industry?
As a mentor, or
Mentor, influenced you, role model, anything? Was contributed to where you have reached?
there are multiple people that way. I mean, at every point in time that I have worked, I've always had somebody guiding me, reprimanding me, and putting me into a direction. So I can't really name one. Then everywhere there were multiple people, but uh, currently I get a lot of support from my boss at Zee, Sucheta Burman. She has always given me that free hand. That's current, and whatever issue, whatever concern I've had, she's always given a lending ear. The change of approach for transactions, the change of approach for managing teams, the change of approach to managing business. I am taking cues from her, but it has always evolved. It has always been contribution from day one. From Shemaroo times, I've always had somebody that has given me guidance, and that continues. It's thankfully I've never had a situation while I've changed jobs. None of my seniors have had anything negative to say or think about me. I'm in touch with all of them. So everybody has contributed. I'm not saying that somebody's is less or somebody's is more. But currently, this is where I am.
Beautiful. So, what's been the memorable moment when you have worked on cross-border creative collaboration?
Cross-border, the ideologies are very different. I remember working in my previous job at K-Law, and I had a conversation with a senior partner at that point in time, and he told me one thing very simply. Uh, it was out of context. It was not on a transaction, but he just picked up the phone and said, you guys draft a lot of legalese into your documentation. And I was not able to make sense of what does he mean by that. So I poked him further. I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, what you're doing is something that I and the teams have done 10, 20 years ago. You are still trying to stick to that. Internationally, people have moved to having simpler documentation. And that was something that remained with me. And why I'm giving that reference or segue is because this is exactly how the international counterparts function. We work with uh, artists, we work with platforms, and mostly platforms who come with their own ways of drafting contracts, writing emails, writing paragraphs or clauses in the agreement. What we end up trying to tell them is something that they're mostly not able to make sense of, while both of us are trying to say the same thing, but then their way of saying is different. So just to convey and convince, and something that we picked up over a period of time was, instead of we breaking it with our a little dated English jargon, legal jargon sprinkled draft, we end up putting notes, we end up putting comments that let's discuss. This is what we are looking at in this. Happy to discuss with you, and then find a mid solve to it. So then the way it is drafted and crafted is their way, but then we are getting ourselves heard and find the balance. Because otherwise, if you do that push and pull, that no, this is going to be my draft, this is going to be my clause and my language, it never ends. And in spite of doing what I'm doing, there have been instances where the conversations have continued for months. If we fight, it just gets ugly very quickly.
Yes.
It's never been, and over a period of time, thankfully, it's never been the fact that, you know what, you don't know who I am, as an organizer, I'm not even going to the organization part. I don't want to pull that card that you don't know, I know more. It doesn't make sense. It just makes it bad taste for everybody. Explain, clarify.
Yes.
Yes, there will be instances where you have to quite literally argue it out, but be firm. You don't have to yell with people. And the artist community globally comes with a lot of emotions. So work your way around that.
Wow, beautiful said. I'm watching this series just started yesterday. I'm a fan of Netflix, Amazon Prime,
Sure.
and other OTT platforms. This is a Korean series, Beyond the Bar,
Okay.
where same thing, this senior litigation lawyer,
Right.
someone has just joined, a top law student.
Right.
She has made in a flowery,
Yeah.
and he sits, well, I'll reframe it.
Yeah.
But he's guiding, teaching, and also allowing the new recruit
Right.
to argue in the court.
Right.
Very beautiful. Just the 3 episodes I watched. I do a lot of binge watching also. But
Right.
beautifully, a Korean
Right.
they have made. And there are many more, what do you say, on Korean series on the legal industry.
Right.
But this is the functioning of senior partners, very beautiful.
So that is also transition in terms of the kind of content that people are watching now. Largely the kind of legal drama, the kind of that you are referring to, used to come either or rather largely from US, your Suits, your other shows and films from the US side of it, and a few here and there in terms of the UK side of market. The Korean industry has just exploded. The kind of K-pop music, the kind of drama that they're coming up with, and these kind of legal series is phenomenal. Nobody saw that coming, and they are able to do it in a manner which I'm glad you are able to make sense of it. But a lot of Gen Zs are making sense of it. Half the time, for us, for me, it's the first thing that I don't know this actor. I mean, how am I supposed to make sense of it? And I'm somebody who's very low in terms of watching. I would pick up something, then I'll finish all 9 seasons of it, and then forget what was I watching. So, but people are watching it, and people are binge watching it. And how? Like, you have seen 3 episodes. I have people in the team who would start something, and in a night they have finished it.
I've done that also.
Yeah, but they do it
I've
regular.
reduced it.
Yeah, but they do it regularly. Every weekend they're like, okay, I finished 2 shows. I'm like, how? It was a series worth of some 10, 12 episodes, but people are consuming content left, right, and center these days.
Yes. They are.
And the options are immense.
Immense. Yeah. Touch wood. Immense. And I've watched अपना क्या बोलते हैं, not only Korean, Japanese,
Yes.
Filipino,
Yes.
Arabic,
Yeah, I was about to say.
Egyptian.
A lot of your Arabic and
Turkish.
dramas also picked up.
UK, so many.
But people got a hang of it during COVID times because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
consumed the Indian side of content.
Yes,
So like,
yes.
okay, let's just see whatever is available.
I watched, means with the subtitles.
Yes.
My friend said, how can you understand? It is just coming. Watch the facial expression, read the subtitles, and you pick up what is going on.
Correct.
And I'm watching the series in English.
Right.
And the, what do you say?
The audio
the
is not-
subtitling, the audio, to good quality.
Yeah.
To good quality ke bhai, it's like a proper English.
Yeah, it's
That
not
type of translation.
you can't actually distinguish that it was not actually shot in that language.
Yes.
That's where technology is bringing you to. And now one of the features that is there, while I'm not happy with it, like for example, YouTube has introduced a feature called audio tracks. You shoot this entire thing in Hindi, for example, and somebody who doesn't know Hindi is watching this episode, and the app will automatically dub it in English and other languages. You have an option. You don't need to go and wait that, okay, you are going to dub it and then it will be available. It is live done. You have to actually, the problem that I have is most of the Hindi things that I'm trying to watch are already auto dubbed in English. I have to actually turn off every time I'm watching it. So it has its perks, but technology is changing very, very rapidly.
Yes, very rapidly. Okay. So my last question for your professional journey round, what advice would you give to young lawyers aspiring to enter the IP, IP laws, sorry, IP for media and entertainment industry?
Uh, this again, it can be a detailed conversation in itself, but
I know you had.
yeah, but
Give it brief and short.
yeah, but a sum of it is very simple. Everybody gets uh, blindsided and gets mesmerized by the kind of glitter and the glamour that the industry brings in, more so on the film side of it. And everybody thinks that, oh, you get to meet so many people, you get to attend so many filmy parties and premieres and whatnot. uh, Maybe yes, at times, but most of the times we are behind the scenes trying to figure out what is going to work in terms of a business requirement on a contract, in terms of the kind of possible probable issues that are going to come our way. So the advice that I have realistically for people is, don't aim in terms of an industry when you're starting out your career. Aim in terms of having right foundations, in terms of how your laws are applicable, your contract act, your copyright act, your IT act, anything else which is going to be pertinent. Your DPDP now is picking up data privacy, uh, all of those things. If your foundations are right, in terms of anybody having the opportunity to work in-house, media, film, music, sports, anything, all of those are going to become relevant because your foundations of law is right. Then you can merge and marry the same with the business requirement of whatever you're working on, which won't come day one, which would be a little difficult of a task. It may seem like I'm just shrugging off that, okay, just don't reach out to me in terms of job opportunities. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, just have a open mindset. If you learn right, then, and if you are able to put a bit of initial foundational years in your firms and places to have a good grip of the law, then the industry will be more welcoming for you going forward.
Wow, beautiful put. So let's go to the next one and understand Kinaat as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
Uh, I am a first generation lawyer. While I was born in Bombay, I did my schooling in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I did my law from Hidayatullah National Law University. I was second batch of the institute. Graduated in 2008 December. We had 6 months batches then, and I started smack in the middle of the economic meltdown that the globe was dealing with at that time. That's how I started. Started my first job at Chennai with a corporate firm. Did, I think, 9 or 10 months I was there, and I got an opportunity to be a part of the media space. I started out with Shemaroo. That's the that's the foot that I got in the media door, and I'm still here. I've done a 360 in terms of uh, options that you can in terms of media, pure media per se. I've done content acquisition, I have done radio, I have done events, I have done TV, I have done films, I have done production, I have done music, I've done sports. So I've done a 360 is what I say. And in terms of content acquisition to production to licensing, that's the journey. I'm not going to bore you on that. But that's how I've been in this space for so long, and I've always had a great opportunity to be associated not only in terms of advising for transaction, but in terms of structuring how to go about it, and advising on probable issues. That's the formative journey that I've had, coming from a small town, uh, interning at multiple places, and landing up in the media hub at Bombay. From a family side, my mom, dad, my brother, and his family are still in Jodhpur. I am here with my wife and my two kids, 9 and 6 years old. They somehow manage the kind of things that I throw at them.
Yeah. Okay. So my next question will be, okay, you've lived in multiple cities, as you said
Yes.
in the conversation.
Yes.
Which city feels your second home? Because Jodhpur is your first home. Now let's bring up.
I would correct your question. Actually, now Bombay is my first home. I go home once or twice, maybe in a year during the festivities, and I try making it a point that okay, I'll go for X number of days, 4 days, 7 days, whatever. 2 days, it's all hunky dory. Third day, I somehow miss Bombay. The kind of chaos that we live with. Somehow after 2 days, I'm like, this is too slow. Anywhere you have to go out, like 15 minutes, you're there. I'm like, 15 minutes, I barely reach anywhere. I'm out barely outside my parking. So yeah, I miss that part, but I don't think I'm right now in a stage of life where I just want to be like, okay, I'm just chill. Somehow that doesn't come in. So for me, the first home now is Bombay.
Okay, chalo. Mumbai is a first home. Like, let's make you a walk tour.
Sure.
Right. What are the ye places to for a first time visitor? Places to ye visit, check in, and food to have.
In Bombay?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. I'm lazy that way. I would want somebody if, and I'm not a fancy eater that way. So I would want somebody to go to Churchgate, Fort, and have vada pav. I think those are good places to start off with. Have some patience and have some guts and go to a Muhammad Ali Road in the middle of Ramzan. Have that for a feel. I'm not vouching for the quality of the food that has deteriorated, honestly, if I say. I would say go to Bandra, Persian Darbar for that matter. Good food any point in time if you go. Have Faluda if you can, if you can muster so much of sugar now. Those are 2-3 things that I can think of. Bombay mein, otherwise yes, go to Gateway. I think now I have come to a level where with the kids and all, I prefer going out of the city than within the city. So just drive out to wherever, whatever is your liking. Maybe go to a Nashik, go to a Lonavla, go to a Alibag for that matter. Just make it chill. I'm not. Otherwise, I don't think Bombay has that many options to go to. You end up going to a mall, and that's not something that I would suggest anybody.
That's another topic because I go for walk tours in Mumbai. I've been like last year in apna Diwali ke time pe, I went for walk tour for 9 Durgas.
All right.
In the ye art and music world. From
Right.
Royal Opera House.
Yeah.
They took us from apna inner lanes of Opera House.
All right.
Starting from Royal Opera House ka opposite, there is inner
All
lane.
of this is a late night walk.
No, we went in the evening.
It's a walk.
Enroll in Khaki, walk tours. You can see Dhobi Talao.
Nice.
I've been to apna Gateway, historical buildings. I just say where there is nothing to watch. There is Mahim Nature Park. There is Borivali, apna SNGV.
Borivali,
so many things.
Yes, that I agree.
There are.
There are. It's just that somehow with the chaos, it just gets missed out. Yes, Borivali National Park is something
Park,
that we
there are
do
so
go.
many things.
But in terms of good weather, I've landed there when it is just scorching heat in the middle of October.
Yes.
But yeah, I hear you. Yes.
Yeah, so there, ये के बाद क्या बोलते हैं? There are temples का होता है historical.
Yeah,
So you can enroll in अपना आज का ही मैंने I went for Dhobi Ghat walk tour through. There is this ये photography group. They organize different.
I will
I went
ping
for
you
अपना
post this.
Ganpati का.
I will ping you post this to figure this out then.
Yeah. Okay. So which is that अपना ये if your friends had to describe you in 3 words, what would they say?
Depends on what friends you are reaching out
I
to.
don't know. It's from, you have to.
School time friends, if you had to reach out to, maybe they would say a shy and a reserved person. The current bunch of people would still refer to me as somebody a little more serious. The people that I closely work with in terms of colleagues and teams, if you look at, I don't know what's the right word to it, but they always reach out to me, and they I think they treat me as somebody that they can just literally dump everything that they have ongoing. They'll just pour their heart out and go when I don't know what to do with those things. Many times those are personal pieces, many times those are professional pieces, and I keep asking them, why did you just offload all of that to me? And they feel that comfort. So fill that as a word if you may.
Good, good. Wow. Okay. So, which is the book, film, or piece of music which has had a deepest impact on you?
Oh wow. Something that I have worked on.
Me, anything from your
Industry.
life. Your life means during your.
I liked the way the storyline moved for Bajrangi Bhaijaan. The songs also had a great great emotional call to it, and the bond that they were trying to portray between Salman Khan's character and the girl uh, was beautifully placed out. I've always looked at it that way, that somehow I hope I have a similar kind of a relationship with my daughter, but I end up pulling her leg more than often. So I don't think I'm anywhere there close to that.
Okay. Uh, how do you spend your downtime when you are away from contracts and negotiations?
I spend time with the kids. We both of them are at such age that they have uh, different kind of expectations, so to speak. The elder one is a girl, so she has all different kinds of thoughts in terms of how she wants to dress up, how she wants uh, birthday gifts for the next birthday that's going to come up for her. That doesn't matter if her birthday went last week. She's planning and plotting on all of those. The younger one is a boy. He's always uh, ready to break down things. So the thought processes are different. So to find a semblance between both of them, and they have opinions.
Yes.
So they have not only questions but also opinions. So to break that down and to explain it to them, like right now, what I'm trying to deal with, the elder one still understands that, okay, fine, I'm a lawyer. The younger one doesn't understand. He keeps saying that, okay, you are the one who puts people behind bars. I said, I'm not that kind of lawyer. So the explanation is something that I'm still working on, but they are far ahead of what I was at that age. And I was talking about this to a friend of mine. I'm like, I got them Alexa a couple of years ago, thinking they'll just listen to some songs and that will be the end of it. The kind of things that they're using is something that baffles me every other day. So half the time it goes in me trying to understand from them, how did you reach where you reached? What are you doing? They're putting random reminders and I get reminders on my phone because they have done something. So that's how my downtime ends up going. I'm trying to deal with their homeworks, their queries. If we have some bit of additional time on ourselves, then we just try heading out, because otherwise 4 of our schedules don't really match up.
I'm just trying to recollect. Same conversation reinforced. We had this panel discussion on अपना ये Father's Day. One of the coffee speakers, Nitin Bhuwania,
Yeah.
he reinforces कि भाई his son is teenage. He comes and validates his questions.
Right.
सब बाहर करके आता है, but he wants to revalidate
He
with his
wants
father.
validation. Yes.
बोलते कि भाई तेरे को आंसर तो है, लेकिन वो ऑफिसर मेरे को चाहिए
Do
तुम
you
क्या
know
बोल
it?
रहे
Do you know it or
Do you
not?
know it? और तुम्हारा क्या?
Yes.
बोला मेरे को
It's-
इतना बहुत समझना पड़ता है कि भाई I have to read a lot, क्या मैं बोलूं?
And with my kids, I mean it's a very awkward position for me to tell them, what you're asking, I don't know it. How do you not know? I'm like, but I cannot know everything. Wait, I know. You think I'm supposed to be all knowing. I'm not. So it's a thing where I see a shift of sorts when I was a child, where whatever was there, we were figuring it out on ourselves, but did not have enough connect with the parents to ask. Availability was not there. My father was always, most of the times, working. My mother was busy with her things and running around. So you were figuring out by yourselves. You were learning on the go. You were out and about and learning on that. These people, while they're doing every damn thing, they still have thoughts. They have questions, and they're like, "This happened." I'm like, wait, give me a construct. How do you reach it? So it's a different kind of parenting times.
Yes, very. Good. You're giving me a nice what do you say, conversations for ये अपना Father's Day, which coming up, Women's Day
Yes.
and Mother's Day.
I am the least involved in that sense. My wife handles almost everything. It's just that whatever limited time I have, I try, but I'm not able to contribute enough. I know that.
No. Okay. So my last question is a googly one. Describe Kinaat in one line.
Oh wow. At this point in time, I am a curious person trying to find what next to do.
Wow. So let's put you in the hot seat, the rapid fire round.
Sure.
Your go-to comfort food.
Biryani,
Your favorite color.
black or white.
Bollywood or Hollywood.
Hollywood,
Music contracts or film contracts.
film contracts.
One word to describe the entertainment industry.
Evolving.
Contracts print or digital.
If I have to read, always print.
Morning person or night owl.
Morning.
Your dream travel place.
It keeps changing. I want to go to Spain, but I don't know. I mean, that's something that still has to pan out with the kids. So let's see.
Wow. Your favorite Marwadi cuisine.
Dal bati churma.
Tea or coffee to recharge.
Tea. Always tea.
Okay, so let's do. And you did well. And up the hook.
Thank you.
And it has been autographed also.
Nice.
So, in a world where creativity fuels industries, Kinaat stands out as a lawyer ensuring that creators' visions are protected, valued, and fairly shared. His career across leading media companies and law firms reflects not only expertise in IP and entertainment law, but also a commitment to bridging art and commerce. As Kinaat continues to guide businesses through the complex terrain of content, rights, and regulation, his journey is a reminder that behind every great story on screen, in whatever format, audio, visual, print, there's a sharp legal mind ensuring it reaches the world. So like that, there are 500 plus coffee speakers sharing their professional personal journey. Subscribe, implement in your lives, you'll see a change. And we meet with another coffee speaker on Monday to continue conversation, a cup of coffee. So take care, enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Thank you so much.